why the EU's AI code poses issues for US tech firms. The EU on July 10th published the Code of Practice for General Purpose AI Models. The code is a set of guidelines that's supposed to help AI firms better align with the EU's AI Act, which comes into force over the next few years. The Code of Practice covers 3 primary areas. It covers training data, copyright policies, and it covers risk assessments. Now, companies who sign up for the Code of Practice get a 12-month head start on compliance with the EU AI Act. However, they're also agreeing to implement stricter rules and obligations that are technically called for under that AI Act. Firms that have agreed to sign the act include OpenAI, Anthropic, Mistral, and Microsoft has said it probably will sign the rules. Google hasn't made any commitments one way or another. Meta alone has said it will not sign the act, and it called them legally vague and overreaching. Now, signing the code means that you commit to things like disclosing what your model was trained on, whether or not you use copyrighted materials in that training. You also agree to third-party audits of your training data and your models. The AI Act is regulating AI systems based on the risks that those systems pose. Now, for purposes of the Code of Practice that was published, it's concerned primarily with general purpose AI models that may pose a systemic risk. Systemic risk threshold is reached based on the amount of computational data used to train the model. If a system meets that threshold, then providers are going to have to agree to such things as red teaming and third-party audits of their AI model. Systemic risk rules are going to take effect August 2nd, 2025. However, there is a twist, and that's where this code of conduct comes in. If you sign the code, then you're going to get 12 months of collaborative enforcement with EU regulators. What that means is they're going to work with the provider of the AI system to make sure that the model is brought into compliance. They're not going to bring enforcement actions during that time period. That all changes on August 2nd, 2026, in which case enforcement could be across the board, whether or not you've signed the code or not. Now, there's a lot at stake here. EU regulators, EU politicians, and EU businesses are very eager for Europe to be more competitive in AI development than the region has been on things like cloud computing. However, Meta's recent refusal to sign really shows that not all firms are going to be on board to play ball with sort of any levels of regulation on AI, especially when the scope is unknown. Hopefully that answered the questions as to